Yo, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive, bringing you guys a brand new Pokemon Sword and Shield video today. Today we are jumping back into the rumor mill and taking a look at some pretty crazy stuff for Pokemon Sword and Shield that may or may not come to fruition, but we're gonna break it all down for you guys. There are some new rumors that have surfaced that may be our first look at some pretty legitimate leaks, as we are less than 3 weeks away from the launch of Pokemon Sword and Shield, which means at this point, anything can happen. My prediction though, between November 7th and November 11th is when the game is actually going to leak, but there may be some cool information that slips through the cracks like this post here. So we're gonna dive into it. Be sure to hit that like button down below and subscribe if you guys are new, as we are closing on 500,000 subscribers. So thank you guys for all the love here in the aDrive army. Let me know what your thoughts are on this in the comment section below. And of course, if you think this is real or not and what you want from it to be real, let me know, man. It's fun to talk about, so let's jump into it. So this guy, there's a lot to talk about in this one, but this guy goes on and says, hey, listen, I wanted to do this, but I was debating on it. Let me just throw it all out there, all right? Listen, there's been some circumstances that led me to play the game for a little bit. I know some things about the game. I don't know everything. I didn't get to play all of it, but I got some insights, some mechanics. You guys can ask me some questions. So there's been some summaries here. There's been a lot of other questions and threads here we're gonna talk about as well. So let's break it down from this perspective first. Talks about the list of Galarian forms. Save this message or something. And a lot of you guys tagged me on this on Twitter, and this is a few days old. I kind of want to let it kind of soak for a little bit and see if anything kind of came out to disprove it or prove it or whichever, right? So anyway, let's take a look. Some really cool stuff. Grass and Flying, Zubat and Golbat. Now remember, Zubat, Golbat, one of the species of Pokemon that has not been shown yet. That's really cool. Fairy Lickitung, I love that, okay? Bug and Fighting Ledian and Leddybob, very fan servicey, but hey, Surfetch was fan servicey. Galarian Ponyta was fan servicey. I don't buy into the idea of because fans wanted it, that makes it less likely to exist, because it definitely appears to me as if Game Freak is listening to what the fans want, aside from the national decks. Dark Normal Girafarig, okay, that I think makes a lot of sense, right? Ground and Electric Fanpy and Donphan. I don't necessarily know how Donphan turns to Electric type, but I'm all about it, man. Stunfisk, cool typing. I'd love to see it for Donphan. That would be incredible. It'd be like a buffed up Stunfisk, basically. Bug and Fairy Surskit. Now, I would love to see that, because I'm a big Surskit fan. As you guys probably know, I love Masquerain. Masquerain, fun fact, used to be my favorite Pokemon. Then it was Mothim, and now it is Vikavolt, for those who wonder. Dark, Slackoth, and Vigoroth. Team Yell uses them. And again, this person is very interesting because they're not saying, okay, Surskit and Mossgreen were Bug Fairy. They're saying Surskit was Bug Fairy because that's all I saw up to this point. So it's pretty interesting stuff. Ice and Bug Larvesta. Water and Steel Caravana, which I could totally see Sharpedo turning into a Steel Shark, maybe like a Hammerhead or something. Bug and Ground Venipede, which would be really cool, by the way. If Scolipede turned Bug and Ground and like went underground as like a big earthworm, oh my god. Psychic and Fairy Arbok, which would be nuts, considering we have the Poison Fairy Weezing getting Psychic and Fairy Arbok, and then Psychic and Flying Rapidash, which becomes a Pegasus. Let's take a look. So that's the Galarian forms this person talked about. Now again, this is what this person is saying they saw. It doesn't mean it's everything. New Pokemon and evolutions. Scorbunny's secondary evolution is Pure Fire. It just gets bigger. Second Sobble evolution is Water and Ghost. And Sobble's third evo looks like a water-type Sceptile that has a retractable pouch on its throat. So it's saying that its pouch, like some sort of lizards and stuff, kind of retracts. There's a couple of fossils it mentions. 3 fossils actually this time, which I found very interesting. Rock and Water Plesiosaurus from the Fin fossil. Rock and Grass Therizinosaurus from the Unknown fossil. And then there's an unknown Pokemon from the Ventus fossil, which is the Suction Pad fossil, but they go on, and we'll talk about it later, some sort of kind of information regarding you know, the fossils and kind of some question marks there, and how there's some translations and whatever else. Ledian evolution, Girafarig evolution, Surskit getting a different evolution, Vigoroth getting a different so this answers a lot of the questions from before. Caravana getting a different evolution, Venipede getting a different evolution. So this is saying, okay, we're splitting these evolution lines, which isn't unheard of. We did see that with Snorunt, Glalie, and Frostlass. You know, it's not that you know, out of the question here. Impidimp Evo is a sleek gargoyle with lots of wings. There's a cute black pup, dark type. There is a Scarecrow Pokemon. a red hippogriff, which we've never had a hippogriff Pokemon, which is pure flying. There's a big goofy dragon that evolves into a smaller but more majestic dragon, and then evolves again into a pure majestic fey dragon. So this is interesting. It's saying that there's a goofy dragon that goes into a more smaller kind of majestic dragon, and then it goes into more of like a fairy looking dragon. I mean, we've had evolutions get smaller as well. So again, we're not removing that out of the question just because it's different. And then there's a Xenomorph looking Pokemon that's Dark Poison. The Ice and Water Narwhal. A Fire and Poison Mushroom, which would be awesome, by the way. A Memory Eater Book, which is Ghost and Normal. That'd be really cool if it like could steal moves or abilities or something. Ghost Normal, by the way, probably one of the best typings that never existed so far. Only weak to Dark type, a bunch of immunities, normal Ghost, normal Ghost fighting. Really good. It's just incredible typing. If there was a Pokemon that was Ghost Normal, it would obviously have to have really bad stats to kind of counteract, in my opinion, or a bad ability, because that typing is gonna be nuts. Fighting and Steel Boxing Robot. That sounds so dope. A Ground and Bug Antlion. So this is actually saying there's a secondary ground bug to the Venipede, which is interesting, but not out of the question again, because Galisspot and Araquanid both were 2 new water bugs, a type that we really hadn't seen much outside of Surskit. So it's not that crazy. But it's an Antlion, it's a useless Antlion, like Magikarp, that evolves into a Leviathan-esque sandworm. So this is like the new Magikarp, apparently. It's a useless little ground bug type that evolves into a giant sandworm. That would be incredible. That would be incredible. And this does kind of remind me of recently, there's been some, I follow this guy, Dr. Lava, on Twitter, and he posted like the original concept art of Gyarados from way back in the day before like Red and Blue even came out, and it does look kind of like that. So this is potentially inspired from that, whether it be the person made it up because they saw that, they had the idea on their own, or it's real, I don't know. But I love the idea of like a new Magikarp, kind of like Feebas, right? Like we've seen it before, evolving into something really cool. Roly-Coly's last evolution is a wagon, and then the cute pig with small wings. Oh my god, a pig with wings, dude? Oh my god, pigs can fly. I hope so. I really hope so. A Yamper evolution, which we know. New evolutions, a dragon and a steel Eevee. Eevee counterpart. This is interesting. This is saying that there's a black fox, dog, cat something. So it's like a new Eevee that has 3 evolutions, fire, water, electric, which could really set the stage for some new stuff. I have a hard time believing, though, that they're gonna release an Eevee counterpart that has fire, electric, and water, just like Eevee did. You know what I mean? I don't know. I would think that they would do the the physical types instead if they were gonna do something different. But a Malmaton Evo based on gender. Male is a masculine-looking goat, and a female is a cool-looking ram. Not sure if it's related to Wooloo. Muscular human-like Pokemon with hair and mustache fighting dark. And then, which actually goes back to some rumors we heard a long time ago. And then the Cramorant fish is an actual Pokemon. It's pure water and evolves into a Barracuda shark thing. I have a feeling that the Cramorant fish is a Pokemon, but that'll be interesting to see. And then a couple other things. There's a cute cloud Pokemon that can change form with the weather, kind of like cast form. And then there's some Gigantamax forms mentioned. Roly-Coly gets one, or its evolved form gets one as a train. There's a Yeti Pokemon, but there's snow around. And then there's a Dragonite, which is fatter and has yellow eyes. So it's pretty interesting stuff. And again, kind of dive into a little deeper look here. This person kind of broke out some more. It says there's no fruit bat, but there's a Galarian Zubat. There's 3 fossils. I can only get one of them. So this is kind of all the information that we just saw, and he kind of breaks it all down into a little bit more depth here. So it kind of breaks out all the different ones they've seen. A Zubat, Golbat, Lickitung, Leddyba, Ledian, New Evolution, Girafarig, Phanpy, Donphan, Surskit, New Evolution for Surskit, Slackoth, Vigoroth, etc. So a couple different details on the different evolutions. It looks really intimidating. There's a Scarecrow Pokemon. We've got some more stuff down here. I think I just actually got some of that. I haven't seen Kingler. I haven't seen Bisharp at all, but now we know that Bisharp's been confirmed since this post. There's a legend about a knight. I think it's the first time they referred to the possible medieval era. The knight was the knight and protector of the king. He had 2 Pokemon and apparently took his sword and shield when he was no longer alive. They protect the kingdom now. I don't know how Zamazenta fused with his shield, don't ask me. This actually sounds really cool. There's like, apparently, according to this rumor, there's a legend in the Galar region about a knight, and this knight in the medieval era passed away and his sword and shield were left behind, and then somehow like refused to create these legendary Pokemon. That actually sounds really cool. So this talks about a bunch of different stuff. There's let's see here. They talk about new Pokemon, the cute black pup. They talk about getting an egg. There's a griffin in it. I think the dog, the creature from Harry Potter, Buckbeak, right? I've seen a dragon. It's a big goofy dragon. When it evolves, it becomes more majestic. And then talks about some of the other Pokemon, some of the various, Galarian forms and kind of what those types are going to look like. So some very interesting stuff here, man. And again, this post goes on. It talks about the Ice Water Narwhal, the Mushroom Fire kind of poison Pokemon that creates toxic smoke. Talks about just so many different things, man. So very, very in-depth here. Talks about, again, the kind of Magikarp-esque Pokemon, the various Gigantamaxing. Arbok did get a Galarian form. I haven't seen Tyranitar or Duraludon get any Gigantamax form. So just a ton of stuff, man. A ton of stuff. And again, a lot of this stuff is just kind of repeating the first post that we looked at. And this is how it was all broken out. Very, very interesting stuff. So this guy tried to draw some of these Pokemon too. This is apparently the Sandworm, and then kind of try to draw out something of what Sobble's evolution looks like. So again, tons of stuff in this rumor here. As always, we got to take these with a grain of salt, right? Like, we don't know if this is going to be real or not, but there's a lot of stuff in here. My gut says that I'm having a hard time believing anything at this point, as we get so close, man. But you never know. You never know. I think there's some really cool ideas in here, and I think inevitably something on this list is going to be pretty accurate, or at least darn close, man. I really think we're going to get some sort of emphasis on some of these Pokemon for sure, because these are really cool. But nothing, this post wasn't like super like, let me just give everyone what they want. There was like some really cool things in here, and some things that maybe I didn't expect, or you guys probably didn't expect. So definitely a pretty interesting rumor. We'll have to see if it comes true. I'm hopeful for some more information. I'm actually starting to get a little bit more doubtful that there's going to be more information before the game comes out. But again, I mentioned earlier, I really think this game is going to be leaked probably by the 7th to the 11th. That's my guess. I don't know. I have no control over it, man. I just read the stuff on the internet. So that's just it for me, guys. I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. Let me know your thoughts. Hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you guys are new. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.